Hello, everyone, and happy Tuesday evening. Happy Tuesday evening. Welcome to another segment of Divine Femininity United. I am your girl, Dr. Bianca, Miss B. Lee, and we are here for a intro session, a beginning session of our new book. You all, did you enjoy your Sunday off? Hope you did. We just finished the phenomenal book Power versus Force, written by the late great Dr. David R. Hawkins. However, we're leaving his first book and going to another book authored by the same man. Because you listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This man is phenomenal. The next book that we're journeying through today is Letting Go. Letting Go. The Pathway of Surrender. Letting Go. The Pathway of Surrender. You all, I took the liberty of just, scanning the foreword, the preface, the introduction, which we will be reading today. I am not one of those readers that skip past all of that. You know why? Because those portions are very important. They lay the foundation for the book. They kind of whet your palate for what you're about to consume, for the entree, the gourmet meal that you're about to enjoy, the experiences you're about to undergo. And so I would be remiss if I didn't journey with you all through the entire book, beginning with the foundation being laid. Okay. Um, and then on Sunday, our next session, we'll begin with the actual chapters. There's 21 chapters in this book. So, you know, there's plenty there. So that means that there is, let me see, 21 chapters, 2 sessions per week. We'll be here for about 10 weeks. 10 weeks, okay? Alrighty, listen, you all. We are airing live on several platforms simultaneously. Thank you all for being here. You all are viewing from Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and Clubhouse, okay? And we thank everyone on all platforms for your presence, for your energy, for your space, your interaction, all of that, and even just your ears, okay? If there's any time at any point during our reading here, I'll be reading collectively or aloud. If there's anything that you hear that resonates with you, please say so. Utilize the chat, utilize the comment section, okay? Utilize it. This is an interactive exchange, okay? We learn and grow together. All right. So if you want something, you want to share something, please feel free to do so, and I will give voice to your words, okay? Or if you want, wherever you are, if you want to come up and speak on your own behalf, feel free to do so. Let me know. On the video platform, you all will have to let me know, and then I'll forward the link for you to join me on the video screen. But on Clubhouse, let me know by raising your hand, and I'll bring you up. Okay. All right, here we go, you all. This is Letting Go, written by Dr. David R. Hawkins. I want to give you the forewarning, you all. I have a bit of a sniffles, all right, but I was not going to let a little thing like sniffles stop me from starting this book on time. Okay, alrighty, you all. And if at any point you want to share, please share. We invite all people to come on in and and learn with us, journey with us. Okay, here we go. Letting Go, written by David R. Hawkins. Foreword. This book provides a mechanism by which to unlock our innate capacities for happiness, success, health, well being, intuition, unconditional love, beauty, inner peace, and creativity. These states and capacities are within all of us. They do not depend on any outer circumstances or personal characteristics. They do not require belief in any religious system. No single group or system owns inner peace, as it belongs to the human spirit by virtue of our origin. This is the universal message of every great teacher, sage, and saint. And that message is the kingdom of heaven is within you. Dr. Hawkins says frequently, what you are seeking is not different from your very own higher self. How can something innate to us, part and parcel of our true being, be so difficult to attain? Why all the unhappiness if we were endowed with happiness? If the kingdom of heaven is within us, why do we often feel like hell? How can we get free of the sludge of non peace that makes our journey to inner peace seem so arduous? like molasses running uphill on a freezing cold day. It's nice to hear that peace, happiness, joy, love, and success are intrinsic to our human spirit. But what about all of the anger, sadness, despair, vanity, jealousy, anxieties, and daily little judgments that muffle the pristine sound of silence within us? Is there really a way to shake off the sludge and be free? Dance with unimpeded joy, love all living things, live in our greatness and fulfill our highest potential, become a channel of grace and beauty in the world? In this book, Dr. Hawkins offers a pathway to the freedom that we long for but difficult to attain. It may sound counterintuitive to get somewhere by letting go. However, he certifies from clinical and personal experience that surrender is the surest route to total fulfillment. Many of us have been raised to correlate worldly and even spiritual accomplishments with hard work, keeping our nose to the grindstone, living by the sweat of our brow, and other self stringent axioms inherited from a culture steeped in the Protestant ethic. According to this view, success requires suffering, toil, and effort. No pain, no gain. But where has all the effort and pain gotten us? Are we truly deeply at peace? No. There is still the inner guilt, the vulnerability to someone's criticism, the wanting to be assured, and the resentments that fester. If you're reading this book, you've probably already reached the end of your rope with the mechanism of effort. Perhaps you've seen that the more you pull on the rope to hitch yourself up to where you want to be, the more frazzled and frayed it becomes. Possibly you might be wondering, isn't there an easier, better way? Are you willing to let go of the rope? What would it be like to utilize the mechanism of surrender instead of the mechanism of effort? I can share what it's like for a highly educated person who had already tried many different methods of self improvement. Despite professional success, there were physical and emotional problems that never seemed to improve and eventually reached a breaking point. The encounter with Dr. David R. Hawkins and his writings catalyzed a healing effect that was unexpected and dramatic. At first, there was skepticism. Having explored various spiritual, philosophical, and religious avenues with unfulfilling or only temporary results, I approached my study of Hawkins with the thought it will probably turn out like the rest. However, the conscientious seeker in me said, I'll check it out. What have I got to lose? So I read Power versus Force, The Hidden Determinants of Human Behavior. When the book was finished, there was the inner realization I am a changed person from the one who picked up this book. That was in 2003. Now, many years later, the catalytic effect is still operating in all areas of life. What convinced me of the truth of his work ultimately were the transformations in my own physical and non physical consciousness. There were empirical facts that I could not deny. The healing of an addiction that had been previously impossible to overcome, despite many sincere attempts. Freedom from several allergies, pet dander, poison ivy, mold, hay fever. Letting go of long-standing resentments with the capacity to see the hidden gifts within the various life traumas I had been through. Alleviation of several lifelong fears and an anxiety disorder that had severely limited my career and personal life. Resolution of several inner conflicts related to self-acceptance and life purpose. These major breakthroughs at the physical and non-physical levels were concretely observable not only by myself, but by those around me. They would ask, how do you explain the transformation? Now, if faced with that question, I would suggest that they read this new book, Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender. It lays out the pragmatics of the inner process of transformation that was experienced upon reading his earlier books. Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender provides the roadmap to a freer life for anyone who is willing to make the trip. Your life will be changed for the better if you apply the principles described in this book. They are not difficult to understand or to implement. They do not cost anything. They do not require special attire or travel to an exotic country. The major requirement for this journey is a willingness to let go of the attachment to your current experience of life. As Dr. Hawkins explains, the small part of ourselves is attached to the familiar, no matter how painful or inefficient it is. It may seem bizarre, but our self with a small s actually enjoys an impoverished life and all the negativity that goes with it. Feeling unworthy, feeling invalidated, judging others and ourselves, being inflated, always winning and being right, grieving the past, fearing the future, nursing our wounds, craving assurance, and seeking love instead of giving it. Are we willing to imagine a new life for ourselves, characterized by effortless success, freedom from resentment, gratitude for all that's happened to us, inspiration, love, joy, win win resolutions, happiness, and creative expression? One of the biggest hurdles to happiness, he tells us, is the belief that it isn't possible. There's got to be a catch. It's too good to be true. It can't happen. It can happen for others, but not for me. The gift of a person and a teacher like Dr. Hawkins is that we see and experience a being who is that happiness, who is that boundless joy, who is that unassailable peace. The book was written because he himself experienced the power of the mechanism it describes. To read about and be in the presence of such a liberated being gives us the catalyst, the hope, and the launch for our own inward trek. And so, despite the cynicism of the small self, there is the higher self that beckons us on. We may first hear its call as coming from an advanced consciousness such as Dr. Hawkins, a teacher, guide, a sage, or someone who has realized the higher self. Then, as we have our own experiences of truth, healing, and expansion, we hear the call that's coming from our inner place. The higher self of the teacher and that of the student are one and the same, says Dr. Hawkins. He radiates the truth of this book. As a serious seeker who saw much of contemporary spiritual writings as shallow, I wanted to verify the authenticity of this work. It was all important to know, does this author speak from a true inner realization? The answer is yes. Close observations made during several years of interviews and visits confirm the advanced state. In this book, he reminds us of the law of consciousness that says we are all connected at the energetic level, and a higher vibration, such as love, has a powerful effect on a lower vibration, such as fear. I feel the truth of this law whenever I am with him. His energy field transmits healing love and profound peace. As he explains in this book, these higher states are available to all of us at any time. No matter where we are in life, this book will illumine a next step. The mechanism of surrender that Dr. Hawkins described is applicable to the entire inner journey, from the letting go of childhood resentments to the final surrender of the ego self. Thus, the book is equally useful for the professional interested in worldly success, the client in therapy seeking to heal emotional issues, the patient diagnosed with illness, and the spiritual seeker devoted to enlightenment. Excuse me. The important step for all of us, he advises, is to acknowledge that we have negative feelings as a consequence of our human condition, and to be willing to look at them without judgment. The high state of non dual awareness may be our goal. But how do we handle the persistently dualistic small self that wants us to see ourselves as better than or worse than another? In his previous 10 books, Dr. Hawkins has described the non dual state of enlightenment with rare, pristine awareness. As he says humorously at the start of many lectures, we begin with the end. Indeed, in his lectures and books, he has thoroughly illuminated the highest state of consciousness that are the culmination of a human inner evolution. Now, in this book, published in the latter part of his life, he is taking us back to our common starting point, acknowledging the existence of the small self. We must start where we are to get to where we want to go. If we want to go from here to there, we don't get there faster if we fool ourselves and say we are starting from nearby. By thinking we're closer than we are to be to the goal, we actually make the trip longer. As he explains in the book, It takes courage and self honesty to see negativity and smallness in ourselves. Only when we can acknowledge the negativity that we've inherited from the human condition will we have the possibility to surrender and be free of it. We simply need to be willing to acknowledge and accept that part of our human experience. By accepting it, we can transcend it. And Dr. Hawkins shows us the way. In this highly pragmatic book, he illumines a technique by which we can transcend the small self and break through to the freedom for which we long. This state of inner freedom and unalloyed happiness in our birthright is our birthright, he says. As we read, we draw encouragement and inspiration from the real life clinical examples that he shares from his decades of psychiatric practice. In case after case, we see the power of surrender applied to nearly every area of life: relationships, physical health, work environments, recreational activities, spiritual processes, family life, sexuality, emotional healing, and addiction recovery. We learn that the answer to the problems we face is within us. By letting go of the inner blocks to it, the truth of our inner higher self shines forth and the path to peace is revealed. Other spiritual teachers have emphasized the cultivation of inner peace as the only real solution to personal difficulties as well as collective conflicts. Inner disarmament first, then outer disarmament, the Dalai Lama stated. Be the change you want to see in the world, Gandhi stated. The implication is clear. Because we are all part of the whole, when we heal something in ourselves, we heal it for the world. Each individual consciousness is connected to the collective consciousness at the energetic level. Therefore, personal healing emerges collective healing. Dr. Hawkins may be the first to attempt to understand this principle in light of the scientific and clinical application. The crucial point is, by changing ourselves, we change the world. As we become more loving on the inside, healing occurs on the outside. As we become more loving on the inside, healing occurs on the outside. Much like the rising of the sea levels lifts all ships, so the radiance of unconditional love within a human heart lifts all of life. Okay. Wow. He then goes on to say Dr. David R. Hawkins is a world renowned author, psychiatrist, clinician, spiritual teacher, and researcher of consciousness. Details of his extraordinary life are given in the About the Author section of the back at the back of the book. His unique work infuses from a wellspring of universal compassion and is dedicated to the alleviation of suffering in all dimensions of life. The gift of Dr. Hawkins' work to human involvement is beyond what can be said about it. I agree. I totally agree with that. The state of enlightenment is totally complete in its bliss, such that one would never leave it except out of a total surrender of love to God and to one's fellow human beings. To share the gift that was given, this book on letting go and all of his work in the world is a result of that surrender. As you will read in in one of the chapters, there was a very deep surrender that allowed the resumption of his personal consciousness in order to fulfill certain commitments in the world. The state of oneness was not lost or left, but extraordinarily, love had to be directed toward the challenge of verbalizing the ineffable. You will notice that some of the pronouns do not fit grammatical convention. For example, our life. Yet they are true to the experience of a spiritual state that knows the impersonal oneness of all life. That Dr. Hawkins would re enter the world of logic and language in order to share a map of consciousness with us, so that we might also complete our destiny, speaks volumes of his selfless love for humanity. By showing us the way to liberation, Dr. Hawkins gives us the chance of reaching it. Thank you, Dr. Hawkins, for the gift of total surrender. That was written by Fran Grace, PhD editor, who was a professor of religious studies and a steward of the Meditation Room, University of Redlands, California, founding director, Institute of Contemplative Life, Sedona, Arizona, written in June 2012. And that was their personal experience there. So it's amazing. Oh my goodness, it's so amazing, you all. So amazing. I totally agree. Of course, that was her specific experience with the literature, the book. And she also, as you see, started with Power versus Force. Listen, the statement that she made said the person the person that is finishing this book, Life Power versus Force, is not the same person that picked up the book. I 100% agree with that statement. It is impossible. Well, it may not be impossible because some people do read books just for the sake of reading it without application. They read it for knowledge and not application, which is not wisdom at all. Okay. I personally picked up the book and applied it. And I mean, my lenses are totally different. I don't see things the same way I saw them before. Not at all. And when that's the case and that is the result, it was a success. Okay. Here we go. Preface. During many years of clinical psychiatric, I do this. I always mix psychiatry and psychiatric practice. Okay. The primary aim was to seek the most effective ways to relieve human suffering in all of its many forms. To this end, numerous disciplines of medicine, psychology, psychiatry, psychoanalysis, behavioral techniques, biofeedback, acupuncture, nutrition, and brain chemistry were explored. Beyond these clinical modalities were philosophical systems, metaphysics, a multitude of holistic health techniques, self improvement courses, spiritual pathways, meditative techniques, and other ways to expand one's awareness. In all of these explorations, the mechanism of surrender was found to be of great practical benefit. Its importance necessitated the writing of this book to share with others what was clinically observed and personally experienced. The previous 10 books focus on advanced states of awareness and enlightenment. Over the years, thousands of students at our lectures and satsangs have asked questions that reveal the everyday obstacles to enlightenment. It is pragmatic and helpful to share a technique that will facilitate their success in overcoming such obstacles. How to handle the vicissitudes of ordinary life with its losses, disappointments, stresses, and crises. How do we be free of negative emotions and their impact on health, relationships, and work? How to handle all of the unwanted feelings. The present work describes a simple and effective means by which to let go of negative feelings and become free. The letting go technique is a pragmatic system of eliminating obstacles and attachments. It can also be called a mechanism of surrender. There is scientific proof of its efficacy, an explanation of which is included in one of the chapters. Research has shown the technique to be more effective than many other approaches currently available in relieving the physiologic responses to stress. After researching most of the various stress reducing and consciousness methods, this approach stands out for its sheer simplicity, efficiency, clinical efficacy, absence of questionable concepts, and rapidity of observable results. Its simplicity is deceptive and almost disguises the real benefit of the technique. Simply stated, it sets us free from emotional attachments. It verifies observation made by every sage that attachments are the primary cause of suffering. I agree with that one. That's why I have a statement that I say is to master. The goal is to master connection and not attachment. Okay, connecting and not attached. The mind with its thoughts is driven by feelings. Each feeling is the culminative derivative of many thousands of thoughts. Because most people throughout their lives repress, suppress, and try to escape from their feelings, the suppressed energy accumulates and seeks expression through psychosomatic distress, bodily disorders, emotional illnesses, and disordered behavior in interpersonal relationships. So true. The accumulated feelings block spiritual growth and awareness, as well as success in many areas of life. The benefits of this technique can therefore be described on various levels. Physical level. The elimination of suppressed emotions has a positive health benefit. It decreases the overflow of energy into the body's autonomic nervous system, and it unblocks the acupuncture energy system, which is demonstrable by a simple muscle test. Therefore, as a person constantly surrenders, physical and psychosomatic disorders improve and frequently disappear altogether. There is a general reversal of pathologic processes in the body and a return to optimal functioning. That is so true. That is so true. Now, that's physical. Now we're going to the behavioral benefits. Okay. Because there is a progressive decrease of anxiety and negative emotions, there is a less and less need for escapism via drugs, alcohol, entertainment, and excessive sleep. Consequently, there is an increase in vitality, energy, presence, and well being, with more efficient and effortless functioning in all areas. All right, here's the benefit of doing this process of letting go and how it benefits your interpersonal relationships. As negative feelings are surrendered, there is a progressive increase of positive feelings that result in quickly observable improvement in all relationships. There is an increase in the capacity to love. Conflicts with others decrease progressively so that job performance improve. The elimination of negative blocks allows vocational goals to be more easily accomplished, and self-sabotaging behavior based on guilt progressively diminishes. There is less and less dependence on intellectualism and a greater use of intuitive not knowingness. With the resumption of personal growth, personality growth, and development, there is often the uncovering of previously unsuspected creative and psychic abilities, which are thwarted in all people by suppressed negative emotions. There it is, it's true. Of great importance is the progressive diminution. Okay, DIMINUTION. Diminution. There it is. Diminution of dependency. The bane of all human relationships. Dependency underlies so much pain and suffering. It includes even violence and suicide as its ultimate expression. As dependency diminishes, there's also a diminution of aggressiveness and hostile behavior. These negative feelings are replaced by feelings of acceptance and lovingness toward others. Okay? The benefits of letting go as it pertains to your consciousness, awareness, and spirituality. It shows this is an area that opens up to continuous use of the mechanism of surrender. The letting go of negative emotions means that the person experiences ever increasing happiness, contentment, peace, and joy. There is an expansion of awareness, progressive realization, and experiencing of the real inner higher self. The teachings of the great masters unfold from within as one's own personal experience. The progressive letting go of limitations allows the realization at last of one's true identity. Letting go is one of the most efficacious tools by which to reach spiritual goals. Anyone can accomplish all of these ends with gentleness and subtlety as one silently surrenders throughout daily life. The progressive disappearance of negativity and its replacement by positive feelings and experiences is pleasurable both to watch and to experience. It is the purpose of this information to assist the reader in having those rewarding experiences. That was written by David R. Hawkins, founding president, Institute for Spiritual Research, Sedona, Arizona, June 2012. Okay? And here we go. This is listed as chapter 1, but it is the introduction. Okay? And here we go. While in contemplation one day, the mind said, "What in the world is wrong with us? Why doesn't happiness stay put? Where are the answers? How do we address the human dilemma? Have I gone nuts or has the world gone crazy? The solution to any problem seems to bring only brief relief, for it is the very basis of the next problem. Is the human mind a hopeless squirrel cage? Is everybody confused? Does God know what he's doing? Is God dead? The mind just kept chattering along. Does anybody have the secret? Don't worry, everybody's desperate. So, some seem cool about it. I can't see what all the fuss is about, they say. Life seems simple to me. They are so scared they can't even look at it. How about the experts? Their confusion is more sophisticated, wrapped in impressive jargon and elaborate mental constructions. They have predetermined belief systems into which they try to squeeze you. It seems to work for a while and then it is just back to one's original state again. It used to be that we could count on social institutions, but they have had their day. Nobody trusts them anymore. We now have more watchdogs than institutions. The hospitals are monitored by multiple agencies. Nobody has time for the patients who get lost in the shuffle. Look down the corridors. There are no nurses or doctors. They are in the offices doing paperwork. The whole scene is dehumanized. Well, you say, there have to be some experts who have the answers. When upset, you go to a doctor or a psychiatrist, an analyst, a social worker, or an astrologer. You take up religion, get philosophy, take the Erhard seminar training, the EST training, tap yourself with EFT. You get your chakras balanced, try some reflexology, or go for ear acupuncture, do iridology, get healed with lights and crystals. You meditate, chant a mantra, drink green tea, try the Pentecostals, breathe, breath of fire, and speak in tongues. You get centered, learn NLP, try actualizations, work on visualizations, study psychology, join a Jungian group. You get Rolfed, try psychedelics, get a psychic reading, jog, jazzercise, have colonics, get into nutrition and aerobics, hang upside down, wear psychic jewelry, get more insight, biofeedback, guest thought therapy. You see your homeopath, chiropractor, naturopath. You try kinesiology, discover your your enneagram type, get your meridians balanced, join a consciousness raising group, take tranquilizers, you get some hormone shots, try cell salts, have your minerals balanced, pray, implore, and beseech. You learn astral projection, become a vegetarian, eat only cabbage. He's calling everybody out. Try macrobiotics, go organic, eat no GMO, meet up with Native American medicine men, do a sweat lodge, try Chinese herbs, moxie combustions, shiatsu, acupressure, feng shui. You go to India, find a new guru, take off your clothes, swim in the Ganges, stare at the sun, shave your head, eat with your fingers, get really messy, shower in cold water, sing tribal chants, relieve, relive your past lives, try hypnotic regression, scream a primal scream, punch pillows, get Felden crazed, join a marriage encounter group, go to Unity, write affirmations, make a vision board, get rebirth, cast the I Ching, do tarot cards, study Zen, take more courses and workshops, read lots of books, do transactional analysis, get yoga lessons, get into the occult, study magic, work with kahuna, take a shamanic journey, sit under a pyramid, read Nostradamus, prepare for the word, go on a retreat, try fasting, take amino acids, get a negative ion generator, Join a mystery school. Learn a secret handshake. He is calling everybody out. Try toning, try color therapy, try subliminal tapes, take brain enzymes, antidepressants, remedies, go to health spas, cook with exotic ingredients, look into strange fermented oddities from faraway places, go to Tibet, hunt up holy men, hold hands in a circle and get high, renounce sex and going to the movies, wear some yellow robes, join a cult. Hilarious, you all. Try the endless varieties of psychotherapy, take wonder drugs, subscribe to lots of journals, try the Predican diet, eat just grapefruit. He's listing things, you all, that we escape to, trying to remedy our issues in this human condition when all we got to do is let go of the attachment of the stuff. He says, get your palm read, think new age thoughts, improve the ecology, save the planet, get an aura reading, carry a crystal, get a Hindu sidereal astrological interpretation, visit a trans medium, go for sex therapy, try tantric sex, get blessed by Baba, somebody, he said. Hilarious. Join an anonymous group, travel to Lourdes, soak in the hot springs, join Erica, wear therapeutic sandals, get grounded, get more prana, and breathe out that stale black negativity. Try golden eagle acupuncture. Check out snake gallbladders. Oh my goodness. Try chakra breathing. Get your aura cleanse. Meditate in Cheops, the Great Pyramid in Egypt. He said, you and your friends have tried all of the above, you say. Oh, the human. You wonderful creature. Tragic, comic, and yet so noble. Such courage to keep on searching. What drives us to keep looking for an answer? Suffering. Oh, yes. Hope? Certainly. But there is something more than that. Intuitively, we know that somewhere there is an ultimate answer. We stumble down dark byways into cul-de-sacs and blind alleys. We get exploited and taken, disillusioned, fed up, and we keep trying. Where's our blind spot? Why can't we find the answer? We don't understand the problem. That's why we can't find the answer. Come on, now that's it right there. Maybe it's ultra simple, and that's why we can't see it. Maybe the solution is not out there, and that's why we can't find it. Maybe we have so many belief systems that we're blinded to the obvious. Throughout history, a few individuals have reached great clarity and have experienced the ultimate solution to our human woes. How did they get there? What was their secret? Why can't we understand what they had to reach or to teach? Is it really next to impossible to nearly hopeless? What about the average person who is not a spiritual genius? Multitudes follow spiritual pathways, but scarce are the ones who finally succeed and realize the ultimate truth. Why is that? We follow rituals and dogma and zealously practice spiritual discipline, and we crash once again. Even when it works, the ego quickly comes in, and we are caught in pride and smugness, thinking we have the answers. That's so true, my goodness. Oh Lord, save us from the ones who have the answers. Save us from the righteous. Save us from the do gooders. Confusion is our salvation. For the confused, there is still hope. Hang on to your confusion. In the end, it is your best friend, your best defense against the deadliness of others' answers, against being raped by their ideas. If you're confused, you are still free. That's true, man. That's true because you haven't bought into someone's, answer, what they feel is the right answer or the way, the only way. Yeah, that's so true. That is so true. My goodness. That is so very true. If you are confused, this book is for you. What's in this book? It tells of a simple method to reach great clarity and transcend your problems along the way. It's not by finding the answers, but by undoing the basis of the problem. The state reached by the great sages of history is available. The solutions are within us and easy to find. The mechanism of surrender is simple and the truth is self evident. It works during daily life. There is no dogma or belief system. You verify everything for yourself, so you cannot be misled. There is no dependence on any teachings. It follows the dicta of know thyself. The truth shall set you free, and the kingdom of God is within you. It works for the cynic, the pragmatist, the religionist, and the atheist. It works for any age or cultural background. It works for the spiritual person and the non-spiritual person alike, because the mechanism is your own and nobody can take it away from you. You are safe from disillusionment. You will find out for yourself what is real and what are just the mind's programs and belief systems. While all of this is going on, you will become healthier, more successful with less effort, happier, and more capable of real love. Your friends will notice a difference. The changes are permanent. You aren't going to go for a high and then crash later. You will discover there's an automatic teacher within yourself. Eventually, you will discover your inner higher self. You always unconsciously knew it was there. When you come upon it, you will understand what the great sages of history were trying to convey. You will understand it because truth is self evident and within your own higher self. This book is written with you, the reader, constantly in mind. It is easy, effortless, and enjoyable. There's nothing to learn or memorize. You will become lighter and happier as you read it. The material will automatically start bringing up to you the experience of freedom as you read through the pages. You're going to feel the weights being removed. Everything you do will become more enjoyable. You're in for some happy surprises about your life. Things are going to get better and better. It's okay to be skeptical. We've been taken down the primrose path before. So be as skeptical as you like. Indeed, it's advisable to avoid gushing enthusiasm. It's true. Yeah, it's so true. It is a setup for a letdown later. Therefore, rather than enthusiasm, quiet observation will serve you better. Is there such a thing as something for nothing in the universe? Oh, yes, most certainly there is. It's your own freedom which you have forgotten and don't know how to experience. What is being offered to you is not something that has to be acquired. It is not something that is new or outside of yourself. It is already yours and merely has to be reawakened and rediscovered. It will emerge of its own nature. The purpose of sharing this approach is merely to put you in touch with your own inner feelings and experiences. In addition, there is much helpful information that your mind will want to know. The process of surrender will begin automatically, for it is the nature of the mind to seek relief from pain and suffering and to experience greater happiness. Very good, you all. This was good. And like I said, today was only the introduction. Today was only to lay the foundation of what this book is going to bring and this journey that we're about to embark on. This is amazing, and I'm super excited. If you journeyed with us last week or before, because we've been reading the first book that he wrote, Power versus Force, amazing to say the least. In fact, amazing. I don't think is a suffice enough word. You know what I mean? It just, I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay. Heart and Soul Studies or Studios, I'm sorry, on YouTube said, "Oh my God, he called me out a few times." Listen, he called every last one of us out. You hear me? Chakras, crystals, smudging. He and when he said trying to find a Baba, somebody's Baba, hilarious. Do you hear me? Sweat lodge. He called us all out. He really did, but he needed to, because we are, since the history of time, we've always needed to find something outside of us to believe in, or to something tangible to grab a hold to, or something to, that we can see, that will help us to believe in a higher, whatever the case. Here, and what he's saying here is, how far fetched is it for you to just believe in yourself and know that you are your own answer. There's nobody coming to save you. You are your savior. You are. It's always been you. You've also always been your own hindrance too. It's not the devil. We love to blame the devil. Devil probably like, child, what did I do now? You know what I'm saying? We stay trying to rebuke the devil when it wasn't the devil that made that decision. It was you. It wasn't the devil that hurt that person or lied or stole or it wasn't the devil that did that. It was you. All right. So this right here is an identifier, but it takes a willingness. It takes a willingness, man. It takes a person that says, you know what? I don't know what's about to be revealed, but I'm here for it. I don't know what I'm going to feel. I don't know. That's why he said a state of confusion, that's the best place to be. A state of not knowing, because in that state you are teachable. You are teachable for sure. What's the point in taking a class when when you think, when you know everything that the teacher knows already? Why are you there? Right? So, in this state of unknowing, but also knowing, but we don't know that we know. We don't know what we know or that we know until we like you said, rediscover that, right? So right now we're in a state of unknowing. Um, and so he's gonna help us on that journey. I'm excited. The next chapter we're gonna read it on Sunday, and it's chapter 2, the mechanism of letting go. The mechanism of letting go. Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be right here, you all, okay? You already know I don't like to keep you long because it is Tuesday. It is evening. We start at 8. It's already kind of sort of late, going into the evening hours. This is a work week. Some of you all are parents. You need to, be with your children and things like that. So that's why I love the platforms that we're airing live on: Clubhouse, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, because the recordings are archived, so you can, whether you listen to them in person in real time with us, or whether you come back and listen to them whenever. Either way, it's the perfect time for you. Okay, so I thank you. I thank you. I thank you for your space and for your energy and being here with me from wherever you're listening from, both live and replay. Thank you. Thank you. And we will be back here on Sunday. Hello, Akuma. Thank you for the heart. I felt it. I appreciate your love. Um, we'll be back here on Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. If you need the book, if you do not have this book, don't fret, okay? I will send you this book via PDF ebook version, and I'll send it to you via email. You can just email me and send me your email address, okay? Send me your email address. My info is everywhere, okay? If you're listening on Clubhouse, go to my bio, or you can just visit my website right above my head. Tap the link, go to my website, send me a message, okay? And I'll send you your copy. We are a nonprofit organization. We are absolutely a certified incorporated nonprofit 501c3. So donations are welcomed. It does cost for us to do this thing, okay? But they are not required, okay? You don't have to sow a seed or whatever the case. You don't have to pay for anything. I'll send it to you right away, actually, right away, and it's coming directly from me, okay? So let me know if you need the book. Even if you want the book that we just finished, Power versus Force, I recommend that everybody get that book. Everybody need to get Power versus Force. If you don't have it, also let me know that, okay? But the book that we're starting today is the first day, is Letting Go, right? Letting Go. So request the book, okay? You can email me at info@biancamissbeelee.com. That is info@biancamzbeelee.com, okay? Visit the website. For those who are not on Clubhouse or won't be listening on the replay on Clubhouse, you can get the information is on the screen. It's www.biancamissbeelee.com. And also, last but not least, follow me on social media. You all: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, all Dr. Bianca Miss Lee. That information is in the captions as well as my bio on Clubhouse. All right. Listen, you all, that is it for tonight. Like I said, I want to get you back to your families, your loved ones, or even yourself. Okay, hello. I love you. I mean it. There's absolutely positively nothing you can do about it. Don't you even try it. We'll be back here on Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern, right here at Divine Femininity United. Peace.